गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। आवाज़ नहीं आ रहा है। गुड इवनिंग। ग्रेट। लास्ट स्पीकर हूँ, थोड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ज़्यादा है कि कीप यू हुक्ड फॉर ऑन देयर सीट्स फॉर रियली लॉन्ग टाइम। बट आई एम गोना बी श्योर दैट नेक्स्ट 5-10 मिनट्स जो मैं बात करूँगा यहाँ पे अबाउट माई स्टोरी, कोई भाषण नहीं होगा, कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं होगा, इट विल जस्ट बी अ रॉ स्टोरी दैट आई एम गोना शेयर. Next 10 minutes of time span that are going to take yours is going to be a raw story that I'm going to be talking to you. And the topic I have chosen is really nice, and I'm sure everyone here is aware about that topic, is aware how important aspect it is in our life. In fact, when I first read this topic, the theme of this event, I was really happy because that exactly correlates to what I live every day. This word miles is something really important for me, and in the next eventually 5-10 minutes, you will understand it why. Now, the theme is the magic of manifestation, right? We all know how important manifestation is in our lives because every speaker that was here before me, once upon a time, did manifest to be here, and that is why they were here. Every entrepreneur, everything that we see in our life today, whether every man-made thing that we see in our life today, and that you could see on the screen back here, was a manifestation of an individual person or a team, and that is the only reason it's up here. Now, just before starting with my story, I'm going to talk to you about a story of an ordinary man. A man goes for a long walk, and as soon as he starts walking, after a couple of miles, he's tired. Now, he just thinks, कि मैं थोड़ा tired हूँ, let me just rest for a while. And as he starts finding a shelter or somewhere where he could rest for a while. And as soon as he finds a tree, a nice green tree with good bushes, he rests there for a while. Now when he's resting, he rests for a couple of hours, and now when he's up from his sleep, he thinks, नींद तो अच्छी हो गई मेरी. What about some food now? What if I get some good food? I'll be really happy. And the food appears. Everything that he had ever imagined in his life to eat, that everything appears in front of him. He eats it all. He gulps it all, and literally gulps it all. At the very next moment, he thinks, खाना तो अच्छा हो गया. It would be really good if I would have something to drink. Next, every beverage that he had really dreamt of and wished for appears in front of him. And he drinks it all. We all know, right? When a person is drinking, we don't really think of anything. We drink it all. That's what happened. Now, a little of alcohol within him, he starts thinking, ये सब आ कहाँ से रहा है? What exactly is happening around me? I'm wishing for everything, and everything is right in front of me. And then at that moment, he thinks, there could be possibly some ghosts around here, and all these things that are provided to me are provided some of the ghosts. And the ghost appeared. Now, when ghost appeared, he thinks, now the ghost might surround me and torture me. Exactly same happened. Ghost surrounded him, tortured him for a while. He thought, I could die now out of this torture. And the very next moment, he is dead. Now, the tree that he was sitting beneath, we all must have heard about that tree, Kalpavruksha tree. It is one of the most recognized tree in Indian heritage, Indian tradition, Kalpavruksha. And in English, you could call it a wishing tree. Everything you wish when you are with this tree, when you are beneath that tree, that happens. That exactly is how our mind is. Please don't go around to search for this Kalpavruksha tree. They are barely available. But that exactly is our mind at this moment. Everything that we wish for can really happen if we really focus it on. Now, there are 4 different parameters or 4 different dimensions of this. Whatever, now, how if I manifest something, how does it really takes place, right? There are 4 dimensions of this. I'm just going to take you all through it. Physical body. Any decision that you take in your life, and if you're manifesting about this, now if you keep these 4 dimensions of your life together, that is physical body, mind, emotion, and energies, unwavering at a certain period of time, your manifestation will definitely come true. Just hear me again. All these 4 dimensions, that is physical body, mind, emotions, and energies, if you keep all of these 4 dimensions of your life unwavering at a particular direction for a certain period of time, that manifestation will definitely come true. Right? Now, the same exactly I'm going to talk to you about in the next 5 minutes. Now, my story is not about success. Everyone here came before me. I'm really grateful for them. They have all amazing success stories. But the next 5 minutes of your time, I'm going to talk to you about my story of failure. How I fail every day, And possibly everyone fail every day in some or other aspect, whether it could be relationship, whether it could be financially, some other aspect. Now, I'm going to share to you some pictures of mine. Now, this is me. This is me 9 years back. Could you imagine a fluffy person weighing 90 kgs in 9th or 10th standard? Uh, and at this moment, I had been to one of my football coach because I wanted to play football. Now, the coach was slightly confused. Football isko khela ki ye football ka khelega. Right? Because we both looked alike. Now, that's how fat I was and obese I was. But I had this manifestation कि नहीं मुझे footballer बनना है, and that's where my sports career actually started. I was rejected by like many trials, many tournaments I had been. I was rejected, and few of my colleagues are here. They also know about that. But soon enough, after these rejections, after these failures, I was selected in one of the team. But due to injuries, I again had to skip that part because I had severe injuries. Now was the time I needed to have another goal of my life, because in every day we could renew our goals at some or other period of time, and that's what I did. This is a picture I saw at one of my friend's place, and he's here at this moment. His dad was a marathoner. He was running 42 kilometers, 21 kilometers. Can you just imagine a person running 42 kilometers straight? 4 hours of running. When I saw that picture, when I saw those medals, I felt, because if a person hasn't received any medal during your school time, you understand the value of it. And that's what exactly happened with me. When I saw this thing, I was really blown away that this is also a thing. Marathon, running, ये भी कुछ एक profession होता है, ये भी कुछ चीज़ होती है. And right after that, I started with a new manifestation of me completing couple of half marathons, couple of marathons. I'm going to show you the next slide, where I have, over a period of year, I completed several different half marathons across India, that being one of that last picture that you could see, one in red jersey, was Ladakh Marathon, running at a high altitude. If some of you have been to Ladakh here, when the first day you land up, it's difficult for you to barely even walk. That much you would pant, right? Because of the high altitude. The oxygen level is 70%, and that was one of the challenges that I'd ever taken. कि यहाँ पे जाके मुझे भागना है. Running there for 21 kilometers was one of the toughest thing I had ever done in my life, because the oxygen levels are very low, and when you're exercising, what is the first thing that you'd ever need? Oxygen, a good oxygen supply, right? Now, after these half marathons, I am here standing before you as a trainee of Ironman. I don't know how many of you have ever heard of this word called Ironman. This is one of the world's toughest endurance race, spanning over 15 hours to 16 hours. Just imagine you starting a competition or a race and running, cycling, and swimming for 15 straight hours. You eat on bike, you eat while run, you drink while run, you do everything while running. Of course, apart from pee and other stuff, but all of this. Now, 15 straight hours of thing. Now, when I saw this at the first, I was thrilled. कि मुझे ये चीज़ करना है, and that is what I am currently preparing on. The next 2 minutes, I'll be talking to you about how exactly is my training schedule and how I face failures every single day. Now, these are some of the pictures. Starting from right-hand side, I have close to, in a week, there are close to 30 hours of training that I do. 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, starting from cycling, running, and swimming. These are the 3 major sports. Apart from that, this strength training, that is what we get indulged in. But on the left-hand side, if you could see, I'm sitting in a hollow bucket. That is ice bath. If some of you are from a sports background, they know the importance of it. So our training is such a way that Monday to Sunday to upcoming Sunday, that's how the training period goes. We train for around 4 hours every day, starting from bike to running to cycling. And Monday we do stretches, and that is me taking ice bath and 8 to 10 degrees Celsius of water, just because I could be recovered for the next session. That is how failures, and that is how things we perspire. The next picture I'm going to show to you is about our weekend rides. So every weekend we have close to 100 to 120 kilometers of bicycle rides. Every Saturdays we have 18 to 20 kilometers of running. Now all this I'm talking to you is not because it is something great. There are several people in India do this. Now the reason I'm talking to you all of this, कि अगर ये, the fluffy person who was there, which you saw some time back, अगर ये कर सकता है, तो यहाँ पे जो कोई आदमी बैठा है, कम से कम 20-30 मिनट आपके हेल्थ के ऊपर तो डेफिनेटली इन्वेस्ट कर सकता है. Am I right or wrong? That's how it is. It's just about our commitment. And it's not that I don't work. I have a business. I am the only founder there, and we definitely understand if you are the only founder, how technically and pathetic the job work gets, right? Now, on the left-hand side that you could see that that's our usual rides. There, I have one of my coach, whose name is Pankaj. He is one of fastest Ironman in India, completing that all of this within 9 hours, 8 hours of time. There's one thing that I've ever learned in this journey, because this is not a destination. And for me, it's not about the title or the distance I complete. It's about the process, and it's about the investment that I'm doing every day. Every single day for over a period of 2 years or 3 years, getting up 4:30 in the morning, 5 in the morning, going for 2, 3 hours of straight cycling, coming down, getting fresh, going to your work, getting that work done, coming down in the evening, spend again 2 hours. You need to sacrifice a lot. And I think success principles are same everywhere. You do a business, you do a profession, you are a sports person, success principles are same everywhere. You have to sacrifice a lot. Social gatherings, clubbings, there is nothing. Birthdays, sometimes I skip a lot of birthdays and celebrations. That is how much I'm invested in the process that I'm making. Now, this is my family picture, because it's not just your individual journey. It's about everyone who's supporting you, everyone who is sacrificing for you a little bit, every moment. That is what it is all about. Now, just before ending up, and I think I'm also done with my time, I have slightly changed it as per my convenience. I don't say it's just miles to go before I sleep, but I would say millions of miles to before go I sleep. Millions miles to go before I sleep. That is how I have changed it, because in a journey of our, we have separate different miles that we individually cover, and that's how it has been. It was a great honor to speak before you all, and thank you for having me.